My name is Leonard Martinez, and today we are going to be doing the recipe for our decade. I'm going to be doing Southern style pickled eggs. This is a recipe that was popular during my decade. It was said to come out in 1839. It was a recipe for pickled eggs using beets found in the Kentucky Housewife cookbook written by Lettuce Bryan actually in 1839. So I'm gonna introduce somebody to you guys. This is my girlfriend. Her name is Brisa. This is her kitchen. Go ahead and say hi,
Hi.
Brisa. She's here to assist me because this is her kitchen, so I don't know where utensils are. So we're gonna get started. So the recipe for Southern style pickled eggs calls for different styles of ingredients. It's actually a pretty simple recipe. So we are using some eggs for us today. We're going to be using some beets, and we're going to be using two styles of vinegar. Today I have apple cider vinegar. We know how much our instructor likes apple cider vinegar, and we got just normal vinegar. And we have sugar that we're going to be using today too. Also, we're going to be using some salt, so that's going to be part of the basis of the juice that's going to be used to, what's the word, ferment or pickle. Pickle. Little background information. Southern style pickled eggs are said to be brought by the British, but that was a myth. In fact, Germans brought it on the 1700s. So little side fact there. And so obviously the colonists here really loved the little pickled eggs here because they were easy to keep in storage and feed a lot of people, and they were actually pretty delicious pickling stuff. They found a way to pickle stuff. Germans also were said to be the ones that brought the idea of decorating Christmas trees. Side fact on the 1800s. So yeah, they brought many ideas. And so one of the biggest processes of this recipe is actually boiling the eggs. I never boiled eggs. I usually just scramble them or something. So we're going to use this pan real quick. I'm going to set this aside. So we're back to our eggs, and they are boiling. As pickled products, basically as during our expansion towards the west, we brought pickled products with us. Bringing pickled products with us, basically, as we know in the east, pickled products were popular tavern culture. They used it for snacks and stuff. But as it traveled west, they took the custom of fermenting and pickling and drying food still with them. We still haven't had refrigerators developed yet. And so, with that being said, the red beet color of the pickled eggs kind of took a transformation towards a more greener color, even a spicier taste to it, because it developed from tavern culture to saloon culture. So it was actually given to people in saloons. You can either be charged a small fee for it, but actually in saloon culture back in the old days, saloon with the doors that come wide, and then you have the girls in there with the bustiers or whatever. They actually would give these pickled products out, and so you'd see a popularity of dishes being used in saloon culture, like pickled eggs a lot, hard-boiled eggs. They would also use any varieties of meat. Back at that time, they used to feed you for free, and so you either got a free lunch or free dinner. Why would they do that? It's basically if they would give you something that's pickled, or something that is salted, something that's heavy as far as meats go, or something that carries a lot of bread or something like that, it makes you thirsty. And so the more thirsty you are, the more you buy more drinks, and the more you keep buying drinks, the more broke you go at the bar. And so it was actually a little hidden tactic. And plus, when you're drunk, it doesn't really matter anyways. You're just kind of spending money, and they're just giving you free food anyways. And so it was actually pretty smart for them to do that. So we're supposed to let these boil just a little more, but as they're boiling, we're gonna go ahead and start doing I believe it's our sauce, if I'm correct. The beets into a small saucepan and set the beets aside. So we're gonna grab the beets with their sauce, their red sauce here, and just gonna use this to kind of straighten it a little bit. Good. Mmm. This looks disgusting. Alright. And then we're going to be taking, alright, 1/3 cup of white vinegar. we have our measuring utensils, right? So we're actually gonna use all this liquid in here inside the bowl. And so 1/3. Got it. Thank goodness these things are labeled. So 1/3 white vinegar. I fill it to the top, right? Okay. Cool. And then we're gonna do 1/3 of apple cider vinegar. Our instructor loves apple cider vinegar. She uses this for everything. I noticed in her cookbooks. Not her cookbooks, sorry, her cook videos are actually pretty good. Somebody told her to share the recipes and she hasn't shared them yet, so we're a little salty. And then 2 tablespoons of sugar. So this is a tablespoon, by the way. Sorry, I'm like slurring my words because I'm a little nervous. I don't know why. 2 tablespoons of sugar. So we have this little Mexican jar here. 2 tablespoons of sugar. 1. Oh, I think she needs to see me pouring it. And 2. And then I'm probably gonna break this jar.
Those are family heirlooms.
Those are family heirlooms. I told you it's the Mexican people, families. And then we're gonna take half a teaspoon of salt. A little bit more. All right. So I mean, we just kind of mix at this point. Kind of simple. All kinds of vinegars. My eggs are almost done. I mean, we've been scorching them for a little bit. So kind of cool. Tavern culture and even cabin culture with people who have been doing this probably wouldn't take as long as I am. Granted, I grabbed this recipe from an online cookbook. It doesn't say how long it dates. I just knew it was beets. All right, so obviously there's hardly any progress being made right now, so this may take a while. So yeah, so we'll be right back while we do this. And as we can see, we have our little liquid here already made. And the vinegars and everything and our salt and our little saucepan here. So that is gonna be really. So we're gonna bring our sauce here, and the recipe calls to insert our eggs into the mason jar. I'm gonna break them. Oh, they're bouncy. So I'm only doing 3 because I don't know how. So we are at 3 minutes. 2 more minutes. Alright. Sorry, no, the British brought that over here. So we have our jar here. So we have our eggs. And we have our beets. I'm just gonna put these in this pan because the liquid is very hot. So now the recipe calls for transferring the vinegar mix into the jar with the beets and the eggs while it's still hot. So, all right. So now, don't touch that. I was just about to touch that. So we have to cover it. So essentially, we will cover this. So we have to put the lid on our mason jar, and once you cover it, the recipe asks you to refrigerate it, and it says try to let it cook for about 30 minutes. Essentially, the recipe calls that the longer that it stays, and the longer the eggs stay in there, speaking in time frame of days, the better. So it says to you to let them refrigerate for a few days, at least 2 days. 3 is awesome, and a few days after that is actually just perfect. All right, so we're gonna let this cook. We're gonna let this refrigerate. All right, wonders. So since this class is about using our senses. So smell and all that stuff. And taste. Like an awkward
Edible.
way towards. No, I just need this. This is fine. I don't know how to get them out, but
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. Nah, just forget it. So we are. Yeah, guys, that doesn't smell that good. I'm still gonna need that. So we are using our fingers to get in there. And people ate this, guys. And granted, pickled products don't really smell that good anyways. Alright, so how do we get this sucker out? Ooh, cool. Take this out. Alright. So, we are... Yeah, guys, that doesn't smell that good. I'm still gonna need that. So, we are using our fingers to get in there. And people ate this, guys. And granted, pickled products don't really smell that good anyways. Alright, so how do we get this sucker out? Ooh, cool. Take this out. Ooh. It's pretty cool, the color. It's weird. So the recipe calls for the eggs to be cooked longer. I mean, at least they got the little pink texture that we're looking for. I'm looking for something small. Just because I have a bad memory with hard-boiled eggs. They offered me one when I was little. I mean, like 10 years old. And they had asked me, I need salt. They had asked me to eat a hard-boiled egg, and I went for it, but out of nervousness, because it did not look attractive, I swallowed the whole thing. It's a true story, by the way. And I looked up online of how to eat these. People just ate them how they were, but a lot of people in that culture, and saloon culture specifically too, they use salt. So you kind of sprinkled some salt on there. I don't know if you do that much. It's actually not that bad until you get to the yellow part.
Nope.
The things that we do for full points. Maybe if I just... Well, I mean, it's not that bad. The outer layer is very that bad. Like I said, the inside, it's a little yellow part. That kind of throws it off. Like, you can totally just eat this. Like, with some salt. It's delicious. I don't know what it is, but you can really taste the sugar that was in there. And you know what would really help with this? Some beer. We need some beer. Do you want me to get my full points or not?
I don't have a beer. I have soda.
She doesn't have a beer, but...
I mean, they're okay. I just don't like the sweetness of it.
Yeah, so they're okay.
I like how they're harder. How
They
outside-
are... That's true. So they are just a little harder in texture. Which is weird. It seems like the outside, because of the little pink stuff, Looks like Jello. They're a little harder. So these suckers right here, the beets, with the sugar, the taste really comes out, and then it gets absorbed by the egg, and you can kind of taste it. And you add the salt to that. Who would have thought? They're so good. They're actually delicious until you get to the yellow part, but plenty of salt, and you should be fine. Yeah, popular tavern culture food, popular cabin culture food, used in your Civil War, used in different varieties in the South where they were feeding a number of people. It was actually very cheap to make. If you guys saw me, the sauce did not take that long. It wasn't that hard to make. Yeah, other than that, still used today, still cooked the same way today. Now they're just taking different parts. Like I said, it's some of them are a little more bitter, some of them are a little spicy. They add they add pepper in there to let it kind of soak inside the jar. The more you ate of these, the more you kept buying drinks. So they would just keep giving it to you in that candy because you kept buying drinks. And so imagine eating these with a not cold Coke, hot liquor in a saloon in the middle of the heat. And to the saloon in the beginning of the day, you didn't leave till later on at night. So there was really no use. Other pickle products like pickles, eggs, bread, and all that stuff, and you stay there all day just spending your money. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Red pickled beet eggs.